Okay, it is 9:46 a.m. and ever since I made the new scanner yesterday, trying to essentially no longer use scans because it's like $117 a month, I think, to include um, you know, OTC scans and everything. I started to work on making a scanner with TD Immediate, which is free. And ever since I've started to look at the list of stocks yesterday that were running, it seems like I'm no longer in a position where, because OTCs don't really make that many moves recently, they're just not really things that offer a lot of opportunity, at least for day trading. I mean, there are still setups with OTCs that take a long time to play out. I just don't see anything for day trading, and I saw so many setups with listed stocks that I think I'm at a point now where I'm really just not trying to make money. I guess I am, but I'm trying to just learn and get better at trading listed stocks. And I did have a trade here with MLGO. This was a scratch. It didn't really work out, and I could have done better. I kind of fumbled my selling a bit because I'm trying not to use market orders anymore. I'm trying to use limit orders. I did buy at 938, which was right here, 20 shares at 266, and I think I might have needed a lot more than that to trade a $10 risk level, but I was in it right here just because it's up. It has like a gap up. It could probably squeeze a lot of shorts if they're involved in this, and it had this downtrending trend line. And once it was like breaking past it, it was looking like it was going to break past it at least. I was in it with the goal of it getting to VWAP, if not above VWAP, and continue to maybe try to make a move towards the day high. And that's why I was in it at 266 right here at 938. And I immediately had a trend line from this corner to the corner of the next candle, which at the time was a green candle. And it just didn't work out. I did sell off under, and I did sell my first piece. And I tried to sell for a slight profit, but I ended up selling. Yeah, I ended up selling for less than what I bought. I wouldn't have done that on purpose. That was just me trying to sell when it was still way up into this 270s range, and it just wasn't working right then and there. It was just something where it was already showing that it was going to potentially break under the uptrending trend line, but I ended up selling for less than what I bought, so that was a mistake there. And then at 941, I did sell five more shares later into this wick, once again at 273 and a half. So this was a better sell. And then I tried to sell at 943, which was now with this new trend line that I have right here. Once it was under it and it wasn't looking so good anymore, I did sell five shares at 268. And then I had a bit of an issue. I had something where it should have worked, I guess. I don't know what I did wrong, but I had like speed keys and I thought I did it, but it didn't place an order to sell and it had a high limit. But I essentially was cutting the trade when it was showing 261 at the bid because that was like the range low, including the wick right here. And I did sell the rest at 260 and 944, which was right here. And it downtrended just a little more, but I guess I'll keep looking at it to see what I can do. It might work now after struggling here. I just have to learn how that stuff works, I guess, and maybe you can try to do an inverse head and shoulders as well, a shoulder head and then a shoulder, and maybe that one can break a VWAP, or maybe this one right here will. Or maybe it'll just sell off. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get better at trading listed stocks. There isn't really anything else that I'm interested in right now. Rivian had a really nice uptrend yesterday, so ideally it can continue to sell off. If I could, I probably would consider shorting. I'm not gonna buy a put. I know that's another way to be short, in theory, but yeah, definitely want to see it sell off and maybe be like a higher low off of here. And then that could be another long position, or maybe even break below it and make like a more proper looking shoulder for an inverse head and shoulders. Not necessarily this sell off gap down that it had right there. That's it for right now. Okay, I had another trade and it looks like it is gonna break. Well, at least maybe temporarily. These two levels right here at 266. This one worked out more. I did try this again, and I bought 30 shares at 956. Again, thinking about that inverse head and shoulders, shoulder head to shoulder, and I thought, this is a great point to just take a long position. My risk level can be this wick breaking, so if I see 255 at the bid, I'll just cut it, and then it's no longer going to be an inverse head and shoulders, especially if it breaks 255 and then it starts to break this level 254. So I thought, again, this level 256 is going to be my risk. If it breaks below it, I'll be getting out. And I did try my best. I did better this one than the first trade. I did sell at 958. Again, I'm in it right here, and then at this big candle 958, I did sell 5 at 267, which was right here. And then I sold 10 shares at 959 the next minute at 269.3. So that was right around here when I sold 10 shares. And then I saw the last 15. It was nice because we were able to break above 270 a few times, but we weren't able to hold above it, at least for right now. And then essentially, when it looked like it was going to fail, I did sell 1001 at 267. So right here, I gave it a chance. I wanted it to get to VWAP, of course, and I would have sold everything there. It wasn't like something where I could have drawn like an easy uptrending trend line, and then, if it gets above VWAP, I'll still be holding on to it because, still following the line. No, that wasn't the case. It just would have been something where if it were to have gotten as high as VWAP, I would have sold everything there. I guess we'll see if this is going to try to bottom, holding this 263 level maybe. And then it can try to maybe get to VWAP. It doesn't have to, of course, but yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. Nice to have that one there. Again, trading a $10 risk level, so I'm not going to make very much on these trades. Yikes, that looks ugly. I made like $2 on the second trade or something like that. I'll make an update later as to whether or not it breaks VWAP. If not, at the end of the day, I'll keep looking for setups, but that's it for right now. Okay, it's 11:06 a.m. and this thing eventually did break above VWAP, and when I had my trade it was right here. It did make a move above VWAP here, but then it sold off, and yeah, maybe this was something that I don't think I would have really have done it, but I did think about it a little. Just like big picture, maybe just risk this level 254. But again, this is like my first day just actively looking for listed stocks to trade, and I like how it broke past it eventually, even though it was like a bit of a big candle, so it kind of, makes me think that maybe I wouldn't have taken the trade even if I, saw this right when it was happening, because perhaps I would have been worried that I'm chasing and then it's just going to sell off again and then I'm in at a bad price. But it did eventually hold itself, and I like how it held this range right here with this trend line. It held it very nicely, and it was consistently following it throughout the entire move towards the upside. And I wonder how profitable that would have been. And I think I would have actually have had some really good sells, because this reminds me a lot of the trade I had with Rivian. Maybe something where I would have had like an aggressive trend line as well, or maybe even off of these two. Like just trying to see how I might have done it before it actually worked out. Yeah, I think this would have been the kind of thing where when it started to get super exponential, right, I would have likely have sold some here, and then it did just sell off and break the line after it got this exponential where it broke the top part of this range. This was pretty impressive. This stock is up as an OTC, but it's not doing anything. It's just chilling. It would have to break this 40 Subpenny level to do something impressive. That's pretty much it for right now. I do like so far the scanner with TD Immediate Trade, and I'm going to consider to stick with it, and maybe I will get rid of the subscription I have with scans. I'll make an update later. Okay, it is 8:48 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, I'm going to be up on a day $2.60, which is super tiny, but I am trading a $10 risk level with listed stocks, so this is 25% on my risk level, and I really feel like a caveman that just found for the first time the outside of the cave. Really impressive with what's going on in the listed stocks, and I really like how I have this thing going on that is not just really good for scanning OTCs but listed stocks as well. Yeah, there were just a lot of setups. So as for the one that I traded with MLGO, it did eventually break above that level, and I don't want to go over it too much because I already did, but I just really wasn't expecting something like this to happen where it just breaks above VWAP and it has a crazy uptrend that it does. And I don't know if this is normal or if this is just actually starting to be something new, and I just happened to be looking at listed stocks when this started to happen. This one also did the same thing where it broke above VWAP, kind of held itself together, very similar to MLGO. It also kind of held itself above VWAP for a little before it shot up even higher. This one made a super nice move as well. So yeah, that's the situation right now. I'm going to continue to look at listed stocks, and it wasn't too bad. There was also this one with REPO. Normally, a lot of the stocks that have like a gap up sell off like this one did, but this one actually managed to hold on to itself and do a run up towards the end of the day. So this can be a setup where I can be looking forward to this one, maybe trying to break the high, which is 29 in the morning tomorrow. And if it can do that, maybe it can be a nice setup or maybe a dip and rip. Either way, that's it for today. I just feel like I got a lot of learning to do, and I'm gonna keep trying. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my trading today.